Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Liliana for those who are new here, and this channel is all about me sharing my tips and tricks about my cake decorating journey. So in today's video, I'm going to show you another origami cake. I know you guys loved it when I showed you the simple origami, and then I went a little bit more complicated with candy melts. And I want to show you how to recreate the same pattern that I use with candy melts, but this time around with buttercream. So if you guys want to learn how to make this, well, this video is for you, so keep on watching. Also, if you haven't done it yet, don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell button so you get notified of all the videos that I put up. Without further ado, let's get to it. made the origami cake with 2 tiers, very simple to make. So basically what I did is I crumb coat my cake, made sure that everything was nice and smooth, pop it in the freezer, and then I used this particular mold right here that I showed you in another video of mine. These are made out of acetate sheets, so you can actually keep them and wash them and reuse them over and over and over again. So it's a lot of work when you first start making them, but it's worth it because then you can keep them. So, and just wash them in hot water and then with soap, obviously, and then just reuse them, and that's it. So I used that. So in a previous video I showed you how to make this with candy melts, but many of you were asking me if it was doable to do this kind of pattern with buttercream, and it is, and this is why I wanted to show you how to do it. The only thing I would say that I was kind of like it's just I find that obviously with the candy melt everything is nice and smooth because it's more liquidy, should I say, so it goes all into the creases. With buttercream you really have to work the buttercream in the creases, or else you will have little gaps and little holes in your buttercream. So if that's the case, just make sure that when you place the acetate sheet on your cake to really go up and down with the buttercream with your fingers to make sure that everything is being distributed. But I will let you know that it will not be perfect because you still will have little air bubbles and it will have like these little gaps, but it's not the end of the world. It still came out pretty nice in my opinion. But if you want to have that nice perfect, you know, shape, then I would go with candy melts or chocolate. And if you guys want to see how that turned out, the link will be in my description box down below. So that's for that. And I find that obviously because you're spreading, there's buttercream. There's gonna be buttercream everywhere on your counter. It's not a big deal. You can wash it, but it's a little bit messy. And with the candy melts or the chocolate, also it's very messy because it will leak. So, but don't worry about that. We can obviously clean our counters. Also, when you cover your cake with the acetate sheet, make sure to freeze it and make sure that your cake is a good 5 to 10 minutes in the freezer before you unwrap, because the details are so intricate. If it's not frozen enough, it's just gonna rip off the entire design. So, and that's about it. For the second tier, what I did is that I used a plastic straw to make sure that everything is nice and stabilized. If you're not comfortable using plastic straws, you can also use a wooden dowel. That's gonna work perfect also. For the flowers, I don't know if you noticed, but most of my videos I've been using synthetic flowers. I prefer going with synthetic flowers. If I do use fresh flowers, normally I stick to roses. Synthetic flowers, you just have to make sure that the stem in the flower doesn't have a wiring. So if it does have a wiring, you cannot just put it in your cake like that because you don't want metal in your cake. So make sure to either tape the entire stem with floor tape, or you can also use a straw and then you place the flower stem inside the straw and everything is going to be food safe. You also can simply remove the flower from your stem and then use buttercream, candy melts, or ganache to just place it behind your flower, and then you place it on your cake, and that will be a food safe. Also, I didn't have to do none of this because the flowers were actually, the stem was made out of plastic, so I didn't have to do that. What I do is that if I do insert it directly into the cake, I obviously wash the flowers to make sure that it's nice and clean. So, and that's basically it. I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it yet. Don't forget to click the notification bell button so you get notified of all the videos that I put up. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.